be what we call local candidate day, okay, for the next 2 days. So let's get started. We're going to be starting at 8:15. So let's get started here. A couple things, all right. I didn't get a chance yesterday. I want to thank Rick and Bruce for setting in yesterday for me as I was traveling. I had to go went down to Florida to see some family and travel back yesterday. So thank you very much for Rick and Bruce, also known as Rhinestone and Burlap. Thank you very much for that and setting in for me. You know, I didn't get a chance yesterday to talk about Comey. That would be former disgraced FBI Director James Comey. I didn't get a chance yesterday to discuss his interview with George Stephanopoulos. And you're probably tired of it, and you listened to it all day yesterday. I don't know if you watched the interview Sunday night at 10. I did. And I don't know if you had an opportunity to hear from wall-to-wall coverage all day. You know, former FBI Director James Comey, when asked why he wrote Hillary Clinton's exoneration letter, okay, exonerating her from from any charges and saying she was cleared, why he was writing that in advance. To hear our top law enforcement officer in the country say, if you're doing an investigation, you get the gist, you get the direction this investigation is going well in advance. You know ahead of time what may be the outcome here, and you start writing, your notes for your final report. Really? That is amazing to hear that. That is amazing to hear that, okay? And then also we listened to how he had 2 meetings with the president. Even the one at Trump Tower, where the first time he met the president of the United States, and as I said last Tuesday, a week ago here on this show, before it came out, that they were treating him like Donald Trump, like he's some mob boss. So, at no time did he share with the President of the United States that this dossier was the Democrats' version, in a different way, don't take this wrong, don't yell out there, of Cambridge Analytica. Now, there is a major uproar over Cambridge Analytica taking data from Facebook, which they legally can do because Facebook sold it to them, and them selling it to a political operative that can buy data. Every politician, there's companies, as soon as you want to run for governor, as soon as you want to run for senator, as soon as you want to run for anything, there are specialized data companies that want to sell you the data of the voters, the trend lines. But you have heard more from the mainstream media, the left, on Cambridge Analytica. But not once did James Comey tell the President of the United States that the dossier, okay, was a political piece of work purchased by the Democrats. Not once did he say, hey, this is opposition research. And not once did he say Operation Research, which we don't know if it's accurate or not, is going to be used to get a FISA warrant. Just so many things in that interview. But one thing that caught me was his wife and daughter were cheering. I don't know how many daughters, but his wife and daughter were really cheering for Hillary Clinton to win. And it's very public. And you think James wasn't cheering also? So, folks, we're getting ready to go to break, and I wanted to at least get my 2 cents with James Comey in. You know, don't forget, you keep hearing the blue wave for November. We're going to talk about that at 9:30. At the 9:30 hour, we're going to talk about the blue wave. You see, the media had all of the polling data already set for Hillary to win. Remember? All of the polling data. It was in. Comey thought it. Everybody thought it. And the media has never accepted that they're wrong and the polling data was wrong. So just relax out there when you hear in generic polls, okay, Democrats once had a 12-point lead going into November in the midterms. They had a 12-point lead in the generic sampling of polling. That has shrunk to 4. But folks, real polling on real issues will not happen till September, October, when actually most Americans start really paying attention to the issues. So a pollster calls, it just gives out a handful of issues that are general statements, and people answer it and move on. Don't worry about the blue wave. They want you to believe there's a blue wave. The polling data they're reading now and the research they're reading now is to try to manipulate and set up a blue wave that we don't know exists at this time. Much like they tried to set up everything to manipulate, to make you think Hillary Clinton had already won. So don't worry about that blue wave out there yet. We'll talk about that. I'm your host, BKP. Okay, it is time now. We're going to take a break. After these messages, we're going to start our local Gilmer County Post 2 Commissioner Candidate Day here at FYNTV.com. So stay with us and meet these candidates. Take a break.
I've had the time of my life. I never felt like this before. I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. I'll tell you something. This could be love because I've had the time of my life. I've never felt like this before, 'cause I've had the time of my life.
The Tupelo Tea Mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
It's just this simple. Nobody beats Days on price. If it's a Chevy, you'll pay less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $4,000 off a new 2018 Chevy Malibu, or save up to $10,000 off a new 2018 Silverado Crew Cab. It doesn't matter which Chevy you choose. Nobody beats Days on price. $10,000 off Silverados and $4,000 off Malibus at Days Chevy in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hey folks, we're back, and don't forget, today is Gilmer County Post 2 Commissioner Candidate Day here. We're going with local candidates. We'll have all 3 Post 2 candidates for Gilmer County with us. We start this morning with Woody Jensen. Before we start, I just want to say what I enjoy here at FetcherNews.com is I know all these candidates, and it's a joy to sit down with them, and we appreciate them wanting to serve. But this is the opportunity for you to get to know the candidates today. Woody, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Pretty good, Brian. Thank you.
Let's get right in now. You own Carter K River Experience,
Kayak and tube rental business here in the local.
kayak and tube rental down there, and almost everybody that wants to float the river. There's other rivers other than the Carter K.
Yes,
but most of the people that want to float the river, you know them.
Know most of them, yes.
All right, so
we can say that.
We can say that. Let's start out, Woody, exactly the question of why do you want to be Post 2 Commissioner in Gilmer County? Why did you decide to get into politics?
Well, people think I'm crazy, first off, which it's understandable. Politics is somewhat of a difficult road down, but hopefully I can bring changes, good positive changes, not keep regulations to a minimum is my biggest thing. We got regulated pretty heavily, as you know, by one of the county commissioners within there now. He personally took a vendetta against our business for some reason, and so I kind of want to hopefully bring other small businesses to where they don't have these regulations like I've had to fight.
Let me follow up on there. So what you're saying is we're talking about the river, okay, and you're talking about regulations that have been put on river access.
Yeah, just one section of the road, just certain regulations, yes.
Right, certain regulations that have been implemented, okay, and you say you have a concern that that other regulations can be put on other businesses, and you want to...
Well, it's small businesses in general. As you know, our current president wants to eliminate a lot of the regulations. I mean, we've all seen that video where he's had, probably upwards of 6 million pieces of paper, and he wants to regulate it down to, let's say, 1 million. Okay, so he wants to cut it by a fifth. Well, that's what I'd like. I mean, I'd like to see something like that for small businesses. I know couple of aspects. The wedding that was out on Mulkey, it took a court hearing and other aspects to bring commerce within Gilmer County. They had to go to the court to get these regulations brought in. Well, I don't think it needs to go to that. If you got a great idea and there's commerce coming in and you're bringing in new business to the county, well, you don't need to put regulations into it. You need to make sure it's safe, but you need to eliminate a lot of the regulations going into that particular business.
All right, and I asked you why you decided to run and get into politics. You've ever run for any office before?
No, in college I was like president of the football team and stuff like that, but nothing
outside of that.
That's an Ole Miss, man. That's shoot. That was only because I could speak normal. That was it.
Okay, so there's been no politics since college and college football.
That was it, man.
That was it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you talked about getting into running for post 2. One of the main issues is what you feel regulations or regulations that targeted your business.
Small business No. There's small business regulations. Your builders association, they're getting regulated pretty heavily right now. You go up to Blue Ridge, Fannin County, you can put a house up in 2 months and have no fines. You come down here with that same house, you're going to have 3, maybe 4 to 5 fines associated with that. So it's that's what I'm feeling from a lot of the builders. I know a lot of them. I play golf with them. That's just one of the biggest pieces, man. I mean, you go up to Fannin and look what they're doing. Their growth, it's double from what we've done over the last, in the same, let's say, 5-year period, housing wise and so forth. I mean, look at their downtown business. They don't have a river even close to their area.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, post 2 commissioner. It's a part-time. Mm-hmm. It's once a month there's a workshop, and once a month there's the regular meeting, mm-hmm. and then there may be some special called meetings. Can your schedule? Can you get to those meetings?
Yeah.
Are you gonna? That's not going to be a problem.
We're very flexible. One thing with it, we have people. My son, he comes up from Mississippi State. He helps run one of our pieces of our business. Then we have other people within our organization that helps out. I mean, it's not a hard science. Okay, you have a person sign a waiver if they rent and they get on the river. You tell them about the river where the takeout's at, and then they take off, and you make sure they get back to the vehicle in a timely manner. It's not hard.
Okay, how many, and you know the exact number, and what I do like to find out from candidates, because there's a difference in just feeling like you want to run and be one of the commissioners in the county. There's actual business that has to be done. And have you attended very many of the commissioners' meetings?
Yes, I have. Basically, I had to. I did a lot prior to just sitting in. I've seen you in there a few times, but yes, I've attended a lot. Some because I had to, and some because I just wanted to see. The biggest one was the wineries. When they first started all that, that was what, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when they started all that. When Mr. Larry Likens started that, and they tried to regulate everything on that. Well, it took them 2.5 years. Larry had to fight this for 2.5 years to get a brand new commerce into the county. 2.5 years. That's how long he fought. It's kind of, it just doesn't make sense on that part.
All right, well, let's move to this direction. You know you would serve, right now, Chairman Paris is unopposed. Mm-hmm. So obviously, this is the same term here. You would serve if elected, all 4 years with Chairman Paris. And then the 2 years with Post Commissioner Dallas Miller, Post 1. How do you feel with working with those two guys, watching them work, and how do you feel you would fit into the commission?
I think I'd bring new ideas, but yeah, I'd fit in basically with both. I mean, both easygoing. They want to kind of eliminate a lot of the regulations. What I'm looking at, just feeling them. One commissioner within there, as you know, the one that we're trying to replace, that's what we're running for, the Post 2 side, which is Travis Crouch. He had the regulations set aside for a lot of, well, for us, particular for the river. But yeah, I think we'd be fine as far as, you know, fitting in and hopefully helping the community. I mean, you don't have to fit in with the county guys or with the other commissions. You have to fit in with the community.
All right. County has an enormous amount of debt. Okay.
Yeah, they're in the red.
They're in the red.
Very
do you support in this November? Will you support trying to get the SPLOST? Get that voted back in, so that would offset the bond payment, the SPLOST, because that expires in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Would you support trying to get that voted back in?
It just depends on the. I mean, there's going to be figures out there to see if that's going to be a positive or a negative gain for the county. I mean, if it's a great positive, if it brings us back into the black, yeah, you'd have to. If it still maintains the red figures like a stuck pig, then probably not. It just depends. Everything's going to be determined then.
What business wise? You wrote down business logistics.
Mm-hmm.
What business background or aspect do you think you could bring? Because the county has a. Let me just pull this up. The bond payment for this county this year is $3,581,519, and that we are in debt. I don't know how many years into the future, but if the economy would slow back down, it could take a toll. Now they put an extra $500,000 on the property tax to pay that bond payment, but what do you think is the best way to grow the county, and what do you think is the best way to grow the county financially to try to pay this bond payment and get the county in the black?
That's going to be something I'm going to have to delve into later on down the road, Ron. I mean, there's a lot of it. You don't want to really, I guess, put all the burden on the taxpayers. You're going to have to take some responsibility as county commissioners, but also, the 7% sales tax coming in. But you want to bring in more tourists. You want the Blue Sky Cabin Rentals, what they've done. Look at their growth. They're in Fandon in here, but they're growing more north of us for some reason. It could be because of taxes. It could be because of some kind of inflation. But when you bring those people down and they're spending at your 7% sales tax, they put $400 in a for a 5-day period. That's a good bit of money coming into the county, which we only get 3.2% of that 7% or whatever it is. It's not much, or 3.2 cents per 7 or something. I think that's what it is. I can't remember. But yeah, there's a lot of things you can do. I don't know necessarily if you want to pass it on to the tax people though.
When you start looking at the budget, have you had an opportunity to look at the county's operating budget?
No, I have not. I have not had an opportunity. I haven't really delved into it much.
Some people, and the reason I bring it up, Woody, is because some people, for the most part, they run for commissioner, and they don't stop. And I'm not saying this in a negative, but they don't stop to think about. You've got a sheriff's budget of almost $3.4 million, and then you got a fire department at almost $3.4 million. You got between two budgets alone almost $8 million, and there's things of that nature. And also then you've got animal control and you've got park and rec. Are there any departments or in the road department? There's been a lot of money upgrading road department equipment and stuff like that. So is there any particular areas in the county or anything that, you know, jumps out at you that you feel you want to look deeper into?
Well, I mean, all of it. You're gonna have to. You better look at all of it. I mean, all of it forms, you know, your budget, the whole thing, the whole aspect. I mean, it's just like the river business. I mean, you got to look at your gas, your transportation. You got to look at your equipment. You got to look at everything. Basically, the equipment is your county people helping and working and making it better. You got to maintain safe roads. You got to maintain safe areas for the sheriff department to go in. You got to have people helping if there is an emergency, which we've had emergencies happen before. But that's specifics. I mean, I have not, like I said, I have not, you know, dove into any of the budget costs at all as far as, you know, if there could be. I know what they voted in, didn't they vote in another person to clean up the highways or something like that and have the inmates do it? I think they voted that in. I don't know what that cost is. It's $30,000 a year or something like that. That might be a way of, you know, helping out the road department in that aspect. But I mean, budget's budget. I mean, you're gonna have to figure that one out going into it. You're gonna have to prior to. I don't know. Let
me wrap up with this.
Yeah.
You're running on the in the Republican primary, so you filed. And I'll tell you why I asked this question, because in North Georgia, and I will ask every candidate this today, in North Georgia, you know, there has been several candidates run in the Republican primary because they know that's the vehicle to get elected is the Republican, you know, mostly Republican area. Mm-hmm. Are you a Republican? How long have you been a Republican?
I've been probably in between both. Been Republican, and well, my first president I voted for was Bush. Didn't vote for Clinton, but I ended up voting for Obama once. So I mean, which with the first time, I was hoping maybe something different, but I wasn't a big fan of Mr. McCain. Even though he is a retired military like my pops, well, my dad, excuse me, pops, my dad, but just wasn't a big fan of him and way he wanted to run it, which I don't think I'm a big fan of him. Still, I'm hoping he feels better as far as his hospital going on right now.
So,
I know you heard about that.
You believe in the Republican principles, and for the most part?
For the most part, yes. Okay. For the most part. I believe that a balanced budget is the biggest thing. You talked about that a few times, so the balanced budget is the biggest piece. If you're not in the black, I don't know any companies that operate in the red.
Well, let me say this, because we're almost out of time and we got to get ready for our next candidate today. We've got a couple minutes. I mean, you're welcome to express to the voters why they should vote for you, why you're running, whatever you want to convey to the voters this morning.
Well, it's just, I'm just an honest guy. Always have been, always will be. Listen to people. I talk to people on the golf course when I'm playing golf. I talk to people on the water, find out what they're looking for. Talk to residents on the river, find out what they're looking for, and we help them out. We implemented stuff prior to regulations coming in from the county. We already had 95% of all the regulations that Mr. Crouch put in. Okay, we already had all those implemented. I've always listened to people. Always have, always will. They're allowed to bend my ear. I don't mind it.
Family live in Gilmer County?
My son, my daughter, and my wife.
And they're going to school here?
They're going to school here. They're going to high school. So I've been here for 11 years now, going on 12. Starting, actually, probably now it would be 12. We started helping out prior to, I was in logistics management. I was in national account sales, so I was in the corporate world for from the time I got out of college, 96, graduated in 96 in a business degree, and was in the corporate world until 09, 08 when the economy took a nosedive.
Well, I don't want to say this in a negative way, and I don't want it to be taken. That just wasn't for you, was it? Corporate world.
The corporate, no, it's, I mean.
No, I understand all too well. I'm an LJ too.
I'm wearing flip-flops into a meeting, man. I got a visor on. It's not a corporate. I never have been corporate. I had to wear a tie. I had to wear the suit. I had to wear all that stuff. And I was vice president's award winner for 3 years in a row. I'm a sales guy. I always have been. But also always honest, straightforward. I don't beat around the bush. I'm not going to tell you one thing and do another. It's kind of, I have a comb over, but I'm not orange. Okay.
That's pretty. We have been here with candidate post 2, Republican primary, Gilmer County, post 2. Commissioner candidate Woody Johnson, and we appreciate you very much. And that was not a negative, because trust me, my friend, I'm in LJ, Georgia too. And corporate world just didn't connect with me.
It drove me crazy.
Woody, we wish you well, like we do all candidates, and we thank you for your willingness to serve the citizens of Gilmer County.
Yeah.
Folks, we're going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to have our second candidate with us right after this message.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia: LJ, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas, just $5.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $5.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes. Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas, just $5.99 each. No one out pizzas the hot.
Okay, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. And this is a local candidate day, and today is Gilmer County Republican primary post 2 commissioner candidates. And I'm joined now, joining me now is Jerry Tuso. Mr. Tuso, how are you today?
Pretty good. Good morning, Brian. Gilmer is great.
Cold.
It's warming up.
It's warm. It's a little cold this morning, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I see we're pushing May, and I see people saying they don't know what season to dress for.
That's true. So prepared. Be prepared.
Let me ask you right out of the box, because I wrapped up the last candidate with this question, but I'm going to start with this one with you. Is in North Georgia, in the area we're at, specifically Gilmer County, Republicans are elected in the high 70% margin sometime, and there are no Democrat opponents on the ballot. And I say that because in the past I've seen situations where maybe somebody runs on the Republican side of the ticket knowing that's the vehicle to get to the office. So are you a Republican? How long you been a Republican? And, do you support Republican values or the Republican platform?
Well, Brian, obviously I am a Republican. If anybody knows me and knows of me in Gilmer County, as I've served on the Gilmer County GOP for the last 8 years as first vice chairman and chairman. So I definitely have been ascribing to all of the Republican values. I'm against abortion. I'm for big business, of course, and those kind of issues. I know that there are people that are strong Republican, and there are people that are kind of milquetoast Republicans. But I have to say I'm proud of the last election where we turned out almost 82% for President Trump. So are there some that maybe lean towards being a Democrat running for office? I don't know that. But they are some that maybe aren't as active as others and have not been in the past.
Okay, so let's move right into, you have run for this office before, post commissioner. This is post 2.
That's correct.
And why you've run in the past, so obviously you have a reason, probably pretty strong. Why do you want to be the post 2 commissioner for Gilmer County? Why are you running for office?
Well, I'm running for office because for example, the reason and the way I was raised is that if you work hard and you do a good job and good things happen, and that's fine, but that doesn't make you a complete person. The complete person also does that, and he serves. He serves the public. And that's what I've always tried to do, and I have experience in different areas serving. And that's why I also want to serve as the post 2 commissioner.
In an article that we wrote here at Lonnie Adams wrote in an interview with you on Fetcher News, Gilmer County, you stated that you have watched the growth of the county basically double here since your time living in the county.
Yes.
And that you feel the post commissioner position maybe should move, and I think the article said 30 hours or a week in post commissioner. So you would advocate moving the position into full time, or?
No, my position ought to be, I've watched the growth. I've seen what the commissioner has had to deal with the growth. And I think he needs more help than part-timers. And I would say that we could do that, maybe not initially, to make both of the post positions full-time, but phase them in one at a time over a period of time as we continue to have growth.
So you're looking at future growth.
I'm looking at future growth.
That the county should look at look at the possibility as these commissioners being more than just 2 meetings a month.
Oh, absolutely. And I also say that You know, we can, because the economy has turned around, we're seeing more and more people looking at Gilmer County as a very nice place to live. Gilmer is great, and we're looking at the builders are getting excited. Real estate sales are up. We've got to be prepared to handle this. We have some issues, and I'm sure you're going to ask what they are. We have some issues that we have to look at that have to be accomplished to continue our sustained and proper growth.
Sustained and proper growth. Let's get into those issues. What issues are you pointing out that have to be addressed or we have to be aware of that are coming our way?
Well, just in that part, you know, there's an issue with the tiny buildings, the tiny homes,
yes,
and that kind of
the zoning on that.
There's zoning on that. Is there zoning? Is there not zoning? Zoning has never been favorable in Gilmer County. That's an issue that has to be looked at. I'm not in favor. I'll go on the record. I am not in favor of zoning, but I am in favor of proper recognition of the need for growth. That being said, we have to have growth in the building area where they can be properly inspected and that kind of thing, and assess to help the builders fulfill our needs. But they have to be watched over. We have a lot of great builders in this county, and they need the help and assistance, I think, from the commission.
And what way do they need help? Now, let me say here, you did spend time in the Planning and Zoning Commission in, is it Hurst, Texas?
That's correct.
You spent time in Planning and Zoning there. So you understand that department of the county.
That's correct. I do understand that part. Well, also, in the Planning and Zoning, in which I was vice chairman and chairman in 3 years, that I was also working as an air traffic controller. So I was serving again, and I could see what the zoning had done. I could see what inspections had done. I could see what variances from some of the zoning and things needed to be done and could be done that you could do successfully, meet the needs of the city and meet the needs of the people as well. And I think we can do that.
Do you have you looked over the budget last year and this year's proposed budget? Have you looked over them and took any time looking?
Not at length. I have not. I have not. But I do understand that we have, because of Charlie Parrish's due diligence, that we are in good shape financially. We have money. I think it's $350,000 put in the kitty that we're going to, in the next couple of years, I think we're going to have a new swimming pool. I think our income is expected to be, I think it's in the couple $1 million range than it was the previous year, and it has grown in the last 3 years. But to give you specific numbers, no, I cannot.
Well, you know, we have enjoyed the tax revenue increases. In fact, we have gone from in 2015, we're up to $3,550,575, up to 2017, $3,726,921 in what we're bringing in just the SPLOST revenue.
Yes.
Okay, and the SPLOST revenue is to go to pay the debt, but there's also 1.5 mil that's on the property taxes that is brought in last year, $1,823,966 to pay a portion of that debt, so the SPLOST is able to use to buy equipment. The SPLOST is going to run out in 2 years, and they're going to try to get it on the ballot this year. Mm-hmm. Would you go out and campaign to try to get that SPLOST renewed in order to keep that bond payment paid?
Yes, I would. I would do that enthusiastically. Also, because I figured that also with the growth, we're going to have to continue to look at the other areas as well as the debt. And that certainly is our road situation, needs to be helped a lot. So, yes, I'm in favor of it.
There's been a lot of investment in the last 4 years into the road department. The road department, they've been making a lot of investments into to try to upgrade, update, depleted and equipment and so forth. But let me ask you this on the SPLOST. The last SPLOST we put in, we put the language that the first responsibility of the SPLOST is to pay the bond payment. We have a $4 million a year. Would you once again want that identified in the SPLOST, that it has to be first dedicated to pay the bond payment?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Absolutely.
Okay, because the only thing is, the last time there was a little side note in there, at the commission's discretion, they could use it a different way, and I don't want to mean it like they could just go use it, but it was taken out and it was readdressed.
It should have been.
Okay.
Yes.
We're getting close to the end of our time. Is there any specific departments? I mean, when you go down through here, a lot of people think, well, I'd like to be a commissioner, and then you start looking at the budget, and you've got animal control, and you actually have a sheriff's office and a fire department that between the two of them are $7 million of your budget every year, and that's a lot of money that needs to be reviewed. But then again, you have, like you said, your animal shelter, park and rec, roads and maintenance. So are there any particular areas that you want to zero in as a post commissioner in the budget that you've looked at, or?
Well, I think there is. My issues, I'll give you those in some kind of order. My first is public safety. Absolutely, public safety comes first. Then I think comes our social issues, and as well as our roads. We have to take care of all these things. There's numerous things on the budget that you didn't even name that are very important.
Absolutely.
There's a list of them. And to single them out as to a priority, there are needs that need to be met first. We have a bridge situation that has to be fixed. We did get a grant, but we have other bridges that need to be fixed in this county. So all those things come into play, and you have to evaluate them, but still have a rainy day fund in case you get in a problem, like the TAN note, for example.
Gilmer County, in the past several years, they put together a joint development authority, a joint economic development authority between East LJ, and the county, and all of them have a portion of the budget that they pay for an economic development director. Would you continue to support that?
Yes, I would, wholeheartedly.
Okay. Now, on roads and bridges, let me ask you this. Charlie Parrish, you would serve. Charlie is going to be, obviously he's running unopposed, so he's going to be your chair commissioner
for the next 4 years.
And Dallas Miller, post 1, will serve 2 years.
2 years, that's right.
How do you feel working within that commission? You know those guys. How do you feel you'll fit in and work with them on that?
I'm comfortable with them. I can't have enough praise for Charlie Parrish. I think Dallas has hung in there and done a good job. He's got 2 more years to serve. I think he'll do a good job as well. I think I can be a compliment to them with my past business experience.
Jerry, we're running up on close to our time expiring this morning. What are some of the things that you would really like? Our goal this morning is to get the citizens out there to get to know the candidates. And one thing I'm fortunate of, and that I enjoy, is all the candidates that are coming in. I know each and every one of you, but that's our goal here, is for the citizens to get to know you out there. So what are some of the things, if elected as post commissioner, you have on the radar that you'd like to get done, or some of the things you'd like the citizens to know about you?
Well, I think, first of all, I'd like to make better contact with them that I haven't seen has been done as far as the commissioners are concerned. I think there should be more open things, meet and greets, if you want to call them that, just with the commissioners. And I think they not only have to recognize who you are, they have to recognize what kind of person you are and what your goals are. And they can't do that if you're just doing 2 meetings a month. You have to be available to the people, and they'll be able to call on me anytime, 24/7. For me, it's not a part-time job. It's much more than that.
So you're available for the workshop and
Absolutely.
the monthly meeting.
Absolutely.
Anything particular in the planning and zoning that with builders and and some of the regulations, whatever, anything particular, especially with the tiny homes or anything like that, that you'd like to comment on or you'd like to look at a little closer where zoning is concerned?
Well, I'm not willing to look at the fact of zoning itself. I don't think we need that now. We're not at that stage. I think as far as the builders are concerned, we have to get behind them, support them. We have to look at what the specifications are that are required, what we can do to help in that area, and what we cannot do in that area. And I think there needs to be more interplay between the commissioners and the builders. I've been to the last couple of builders meetings, and there was one commissioner there, Charlie Parrish. I'd like to see them all there. I'd like to see all the commissioners meet with all these groups when they have meetings. That's what I'm talking about, where it's not a part-time job. You got to be out there all the time.
Jerry, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Like we tell all the candidates, we wish you well in this campaign, and we thank you for your willingness to want to serve the citizens.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
Okay, folks, and this is Jerry Tuso. Jerry Tuso is running on the Republican primary for post 2 commissioner here in Gilmer County. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with our next candidate for post 2 commissioner. Take us a break, Amanda.
I've had the time of my life. I never felt like this before. I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. I'll tell you something. This could be love because I've had the time of my life. I've never felt like this before, 'cause I've had the time of my life.
The Tupelo Tea Mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
It's just this simple. Nobody beats Days on price. If it's a Chevy, you'll pay less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $4,000 off a new 2018 Chevy Malibu, or save up to $10,000 off a new 2018 Silverado Crew Cab. It doesn't matter which Chevy you choose. Nobody beats Days on price. $10,000 off Silverados and $4,000 off Malibus at Days Chevy in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. And today is Meet Local Candidate Day. We have focused on Gilmer County Post 2 Commissioner candidates on the Republican primary. And our next candidate with us is Carlene Ferguson. Carlene, how are you?
I'm awesome.
You know, what I've had the chance to say this morning to the audience is what is great about this for me is I do know all three of the candidates, and it's a joy to sit down with all the candidates and know each and every one of you from different, areas and places I see in the county. But our goal today is for the people out there of Gilmer County to get to know you like I do. And so we'll just start right out as why are you running for this office? Why do you want to be Post 2 Commissioner of Gilmer County?
I am running because I feel like I can be the best voice for the entire county. I don't have a set agenda. I have been working with the county in different aspects since 2000, and I feel like at this time, 2018, going into 2019, that I'm the best voice to represent all of Gilmer County.
Okay, and let me go with this because every candidate gets this question from me because of the fact that in Gilmer County there's not a Democrat on the ticket for the Democrat. There's no opposition, and for the most part, when a candidate wins the primary, that's basically the winner of the seat. And it seems to be this time the same way. With a county that votes 70 plus Republican, I always ask the candidates, are you a Republican? How long have you been a Republican? What is it about, just being on the Republican ticket? So, are you a Republican?
Yes, I'm a lifetime Republican.
Lifetime?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason I asked that question, I've had people say, but I do know, and I even had somebody recently tell me that they signed up on the Republican primary side knowing that was the vehicle to get elected. So even though, I've had people say, why do you ask somebody if they're a Republican? Because it's important. You run on the Republican primary. I don't care what office to state, that's why you're running. Be who you are.
Right.
So lifelong Republican.
Yes.
Okay, now when we got that out of the way, now there's economic development. Let me ask you, what do you see in Gilmer County as far as how economic development has come along and how you feel that you could be a part of and what you see to further economic development in Gilmer County?
Sure. I'll tell you, it was 2010 when I sort of realized I was heartbroken with downtown LJ, and half the stores were empty at that time. That was our economy was in trouble, and especially the part of the county that relies on tourism dollars, and there was homes were not selling, our homes, pricing of homes was dropping. I mean, it was a very tough time. So I jumped in at that time to help the downtown area with the Better Hometown program because I felt like I just needed to do something. I'm kind of a fix-it person. If I see a need, I like to jump in and fix it. And I felt like that would be where I could best use my assets and my abilities to jump in and sort of see how I could help the downtown area. So I jumped into that area and helped with Better Hometown. That's where I met Paige Green, actually, by chance, with her helping with that as well, with Mona Lowe. And then sort of my history, but I don't know that the viewers know. That's where I was introduced to the Gilmer County Chamber, which I was not part of until then. And Paige offered me a position with tourism as the tourism and events coordinator. And I say this to kind of lead up to your answer or your question, because I learned a lot through being part of the reliance of our community for tourism dollars, as well as the business, getting to know the business community, and realizing with that the need for economic development, because in my works with the chamber, was thrilled to have Kent Sanford to be able to come on as the Joint Development Authority to kind of help bring in more economic development. And I saw that in the works over the years at the chamber, and was so excited that that was what was trying to be happen through our different community leaders across the county. And the first time that I saw in a long time that they were all actually working together to bring on this position to help with economic development.
If elected post 2 commissioner, you would vote to continue every year. You would vote to continue the joint economic development authority. You would continue that. You would vote.
Yes, I think it's a great thing for our community.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. So, you own a small business here also.
I do.
All right, and it's just like one of the candidates, I brought their small business up because I think it's important for the voters to know people have vested interest regardless of the candidate.
Sure.
So you and your husband have a vested interest in the community. You're small business owners. Stay active, LJ. Have you attended any of the commissioners' meetings?
Yes, and actually I've attended all of them, even the called ones since I decided to run, as well as many over the years that have been involved since 2015 for sure, but off and on and in need. And honestly, Travis, because I'm about to tell you about Travis, when I take on a position, as I encourage each of you to find out who the people running are, because I actually elected, voted for each commissioner that's seated right now in our county commission, and I took that vote seriously, and then I relied on my vote and them using my vote to take care of things at the county commissioner level, so at the workshops and the commission. So I didn't feel like I needed at that time. I was growing my business to attend all of the county meetings. However, when I decided, of course there have been issues that come up and things going on in the community that I cared about, and so I would step in and be at workshops and at commissioner meetings along over the years. But I fully trusted Travis as someone that I voted for to represent my voice, which is why I'm running, to hopefully represent the voice of others.
All right. Well, now, so when it gets into the workshop and the side of it where you're talking about planning and zoning, and I have seen some very difficult things come before the commissioners that the county attorney's involved in. And, you feel prepared for all of that?
I do, because when I first decided to run, and I got qualified, even before qualification, I had conversations with Charlie Paris and with Travis. Travis and I have actually worked together for a long time. We've known each other 18 or 20 years now, but I knew that he knew my qualifications and what I brought to the table. He was our chamber chairman at the time when I was working for the chamber, so he knew my abilities, and I knew that he would know for sure if I was able to do the job, because I wanted to make sure the last thing I wanted to do is hurt this county. And so I had a meeting with Travis before qualifying, and I really kind of asked him exactly if he thought that I would be qualified for the job, and he, without hesitation, said, "Yes, Carlene, I think you'd be fantastic," and then has endorsed me as who he believes is the best representation for the next commissioner post 2. And that meant a lot to me. But then since qualifying, I set up my first appointment was with Dallas, because I didn't know Dallas, and I wanted to make sure we could work together well. And we had a great conversation, and I'll tell you, Dallas didn't know a whole lot about me. But all he knew was I was a health nut, per se. But Dallas and I had a great conversation of just him sharing with me some of the roles and some of the things we'll go through. He still has continued to help me with questions that I have that come up. I have looked at the budget. I've looked at what has been going on, where we're spending our money, where our debt is, and have asked both he and Travis and Charlie, and reached out to all of them with asking questions. So I'm
So you do
aware.
have the budget.
Oh, yes, sir.
And you've
Of course.
reviewed the budget.
Yes.
And you've looked at the different areas, because what I tend to see that catches some people off guard, not that they're not qualified. It's not my job today to decide anybody being qualified for the position.
Sure.
But what I do see is candidates that make a decision to run, and then they don't review the budget. And there's and to some people out there, it's not a little thing when you're looking at animal control or the animal shelter. Okay, and you have a lot of people in Gilmer County think, well, there should be more effort there. You have a lot of people in Gilmer County that are looking at park and rec, roads. Now, I will say this publicly to any candidate, you and anybody. If you want somebody to call you to tell you that their road needs gravel and a pothole, you can have it. Okay, I have said that all too many times to everyone, Travis, Dallas, Charlie, you name it. So, preparing to hear park and rec, preparing, and looking at that budget, preparing to hear the roads, things are going on and things like that. So you have delved into the budget and looked that over. What do you see in that maybe jumps out at you, or some areas that, maybe were shocking, or maybe something you're like, wow, I didn't realize we spent that much? And that would be everybody out there.
Yeah. It was eye-opening, and I had looked at it before in years past, but not to the degree of realizing that I would be an influence on it. I was surprised with public safety, of how much money.
Mm-hmm.
I also realized, talking about roads, how when our economy was hurting, we did not have the money that was an area that we cut back on.
Yes, we did.
So, and our equipment was older and all. And so realizing now that Charlie Paris, who I think has done a fantastic job over the last 4 years of pulling us out of a hole, and we're not there yet, but we're in the right direction. And when I realize now of him spending and watching him spend money on equipment that was needed, that was old, and we went from, I think the number of employees that were actually hired to do road work dropped in half, at one point when our economy was hurting so
Right.
badly. So we've increased the amount of workers. I do love the idea of using prison workers or those to help pick up trash. I do think that's a good, again, working together with community and county parts, team players to help make our roads better. But there were a lot of things that jumped out at me, and then but that, I would say that kind of just learning and understanding, and it's no different really. It's a bigger scale than your household budget or my small business budget, but you just gotta weigh and balance and take every year is a little different as to what the needs are. We don't know what's going to come up. We've had things, weather issues and things like that come into play over the last couple of years, and things happen, but you just have to take them all as they come.
Well, I know it's easy to sit here and discuss agritourism. It's easy to sit here and discuss, where we've come from in 2010 with economic development, with the chamber and our wineries. The list goes on. Our apple orchards and so forth, and great festivals, and the reason people are coming here now. And that's when I like to dig down into the budget, because it is eye-opening to see $7 million, almost $7 million on just two line items in your county budget, $7 million. Our bond payment, okay, while we're out here enjoying and hiking, which I think you just hiked in a snowstorm, it looked like.
We did, yesterday.
But I enjoy that, but the other side of that coin is there's almost a $7 million bond payment that has to be made every year. This county's in an enormous amount of debt, and still, although the economy's doing well, right now is the time to not continue to take it serious, to lighten up, to feel like we have money. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So it's important the next 4 years that you would serve that although you may see income tax or sales tax revenue coming in and things like that nature, could you still stay frugal and conservative with the budget and the spending to make sure that we don't go back or we stay
Yes,
in the right
absolutely.
direction? Do you
Absolutely.
feel that's necessary?
I feel like it's very important. Yes.
Okay, one important thing to myself, I'm a Gilmer County resident here, is the debt. The SPLOST is coming up. Okay, there's two questions on that. One, would you campaign to try to get the SPLOST renewed?
Yes.
And two, the language in the last SPLOST dedicated the SPLOST first to be spent towards the debt. Okay, would you continue to like to see? Would you still support that same language in the SPLOST?
Yes.
To go to the debt.
Yes, it's already been on county commission. I mean, the workshops and Charlie and Travis.
Right, I know.
It's already in discussion now, and yes, I would consider.
And I know the county attorney is working the language out now.
That's right.
Which I can't wait to read, Mr. Parrish. But anyhow, okay, we're closing in almost at the end of our time here, wrapping up, and I do want to leave you a couple minutes here. You've said it in general, but if you want to express to the voters the Carlene that they don't know, why you're running, how you plan to balance this in your business and time, and some of the major focuses you have if elected, what would you like to say to the voters this morning?
Well, I would say, first of all, that I'll be honest, I did not plan on doing this probably a month ago. It was not in my forecast of things. I have been very involved, like I said, with the Chamber of Commerce and as an ambassador for the community with the Chamber of Commerce program for a long time, and involved in a lot of other activities. Had just recently rolled off a lot of those responsibilities. So it was really just kind of praying honestly about where I was going to serve in the next year, 2 years, now 4 years, and thought I would actually end up with Harrison Park. I was just sort of, I really care about Harrison Park and getting that going. But I went, after having the conversation with Travis and him really deciding he was not going to run, I was just not comfortable with without having someone else represent the other candidates that were running for post 2. I wasn't comfortable with them representing our entire county, our entire community, and I felt like I needed to step up. I've always been the kind of person that you can't complain unless you're willing to get in there and get your hands dirty and work, and that's what I chose to do. And again, after making sure that the other gentleman there really thought that I could do the job, and once I got reassurance from them that I would be a good representative for our community, I decided to serve. And it's not something I certainly enjoy being in the woods a lot. I talked to Travis about the fact that he runs a retail store and has a lot of full-time business to make sure that he was able to balance family and his job and this position, and he said yes. And I am at a time where we laugh that our kids are all grown or out of the house, sort of. They kind of boomerang back, a few of them. So we're going through a little bit of that, but I don't have to be as hands-on as I have been in the past with smaller children. So I'm just at an age and time in my life that I have a little bit more time to serve. And after being here almost 20 years and the relationships that I've built, I tell you, Brian, I have so enjoyed not this political part of this race of running, but I've enjoyed getting to touch base with some of my friends that I've made over the years, and the positive feedback that they've given me, and the fact that they tell me thank you for being willing to serve and willing to stand up and help our community. I'm excited and honored to be able to do that, truly. And I feel I'm excited about the future of Gilmer County. I think we have a lot to look forward to. We have a lot of our, like I said before, our leaders are already kind of starting to work together across the county. And I think that's a great step in the right direction. And I'm just excited to continue to work with them and help and do my part.
Well, before we close, You said earlier you met with Dallas, and I know you've had several fond things to say about Chairman Paris. So am I to assume that you feel good that you could work within this commission, the three with the other two?
I do very much so.
Okay.
Yes.
And the other thing, when I say concern, and it's not focused at you, it's just anybody that takes the position, is I think Gilmer County is at a crossroads of, we have some great farmers, we have great builders that are building houses, we have great new developments which require a lot of balance, and you will actually, we could talk about it, but that will not become real until you sit at that table and you've got a room full of people that feel the balance should go one way or the other. So you ready for that?
I'm ready for it. Chamber kind of thickened my skin a little bit. There wasn't a lot of thank yous in that position, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Well, Carlene, like we tell all candidates here at FetcherNews.com, we wish you well in your campaign, and we thank you for your willingness to want to serve Gilmer County and the citizens. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to get into the national part of our segment. But right on the other side of this break, I want to make my comments now, my opinion comments where Gilmer County is concerned. I've been holding my tongue for an hour and a half. When we come back, I'm going to take my opinion where Gilmer County is concerned. Carlene, thank you very much. Take us a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, LJ, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas, just $5.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $5.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes. Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas, just $5.99 each. No one out pizzas the hot.
I've had the time of my life. I never felt like this before. I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. I'll tell you something. This could be love, because I've had the time of my life. I've never felt like this before, 'cause I've had the time of my life.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Better days ahead. It's just this simple. Nobody beats Days on price. If it's a Chevy, you'll pay less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $4,000 off a new 2018 Chevy Malibu, or save up to $10,000 off a new 2018 Silverado Crew Cab. It doesn't matter which Chevy you choose. Nobody beats Days on price. $10,000 off Silverados and $4,000 off Malibus at Days Chevy in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
We're back. I'm your host, EKB. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. And before we go any further, today is our local candidate day for Gilmer County close to Commissioner seat that is open, and you have 3 candidates. You will have an opportunity to watch their interviews: Woody Jensen, Jerry Tuso, and Carlene Ferguson. Now, I said after the candidates were done that I would make some general comments about Gilmer County as a whole, not directly towards any of the candidates who are performing. Gilmer County is under an enormous amount of debt that would require an average of $4 million a year in bond payments. That's not it. The budget this year is a $20,133,600 proposed budget, operating budget for the county. All right? There's 2 lines on the budget. The fire department, $3,478,313. And then there's the sheriff's office, okay, $406,009. Almost $7 million into actual. Was my audio off? All right. Folks, we apologize about the audio there. I think what happened, we have never tried this. I think the fan on this side of the computer was kicking on and was coming up in the microphone, and you were hearing a bunch of static and noise. So we moved that, and we hope that's clear. So send us a message if that's clear. Let's try to redo this because I want this clip by itself. And I'm going to start all over for a reason, okay? We had this morning the Gilmer County candidates for Post 2 Commissioner in here this morning. Woody Jensen, Jerry Tuso, and Carlene Ferguson. We appreciate their willingness to serve. And so my comments at this time are not directed at any candidate, all right? We do not endorse candidates here at FetcherNews.com, and anything I'm about to say has no reflection on the 3 candidates that are here. But here's the things that I think is important to pay attention to in the county. Gilmer County for several years, for absolutely several years into the future, will have an average of about a $4 million a year bond payment to make. That means the SPLOST, special purpose local option sales tax that comes into this county needs to meet the 1 penny, almost $4 million, to make the bond payment before there's any money at all to buy dump trucks, asphalt machines, graders, machines to fill potholes, anything and everything. There's no money until after about $4 million comes in to go to debt. Now, the SPLOST is up. We had a 6-year SPLOST. And in the language of SPLOST, the first part of the SPLOST has to go to pay the debt. And then it can be used for other things. So I'd like to make sure that language is still in the SPLOST that you vote on come November. Now, I'm not saying I oppose a SPLOST or in favor of a SPLOST, because a SPLOST is a tax. Remember, it's a tax. But the majority of SPLOST is contributed. I would say contributed. That's the wrong word, because they don't contribute it. We take it. But the majority of the SPLOST is from people that visit the area. So it's a shared penny, where the people that visit our wineries here and people that visit and buy things in Gilmer County, they help pay that. So it takes all the burden off the residents here and the property owners. But then comes the property owners, because if there's not enough SPLOST, they shift it over to the property owners to continue to pay the debt. And right now, Gilmer County property owners pay $1.5 million. Now, what does that equal? Last year, the property owners of Gilmer County, over and above your property tax, paid $1,823,966 over and above your millage rate. Now, keep that in mind. Over and above your millage rate for your property tax is the debt service mill to pay the bond. That was $1,823,966. Now, sometimes people will say, well, that only increased your taxes $32 a year, or that only increased your taxes $48 a year. Okay? Fine. Okay? Doesn't sound like a lot. But the reality is, when it's a mill levied on your taxes, it's the people that own the property here in the county. It's not a shared responsibility with our visitors. So $1,823,000 came out of the pockets of the property owners over and above your tax money, your property tax, your regular millet. Over and above. Now, Chairman Paris was handed a very bad situation, to say the least. Road equipment that would not run, okay, water trucks that are broke down, asphalt pavers that would not pave, you name it. Our equipment in Gilmer County was dilapidated, old, and needed replaced. And dump trucks do not come cheap, and you're the one that calls and wants your roads fixed. One of the biggest departments that really suffered during the economic downturn was the roads department in Gilmer County. Took the biggest hits. Not even half the employees, they cut the employment in half. Did not maintenance and service the equipment properly. I mean, it was a disaster, is my words. And I'm not going to bring up previous administrations. But a lot of money had to be spent just to bring us up to be able to maintain and keep up with our county roads. We're not even there yet. In almost 4 years of Chairman Paris's administration, we're not even complete yet. So the point I'm making right now is the next commissioner in has to seriously understand that when you're sitting down and you're doing the budget for the year, all right, there's $4 million has to be made in a payment. all right, ASAP to the bond. You do not get around it in Gilmer County. $4 million yearly payment. Second, there has to be enough money come in. And when can maybe the $1.8 million a year over and above the set millage rate for property tax be alleviated and rolled back and ended, and there's enough SPLOST to pay, for the new equipment and the new things that the county it needs to purchase? Just saying, financially, fiscally, we cannot, absolutely cannot have a commission that doesn't understand the seriousness of what this county's up against, still in a debt crisis. Still, to this day. And will be for years. That's why we can't have a commission in there that feels there's plenty of money coming in and we need to buy a lot of things. Yes, we need to update, we need to repair, and we need to fix. But what we don't need to do is waste any money. What we don't need to do is borrow any more money until the property owners of Gilmer County can get a little bit of tax relief. That's just my thought. Gilmer County's at a crossroads. The next commissioner out there really needs, in the post commissioner, really needs to understand the planning and zoning. And at the crossroads, we have people that have been here their whole lives that have farms. We have people building subdivisions. There's a lot of balance that needs to be met. And county commissioners need to understand that before they take that seat if they get elected. So we'll see. We'll continue to bring up, I wrote some notes here. We bring in the SPLOST in 2017, $3,726,921. That's pretty good, right? But your bond payment was $3,053,000, and this year the bond payment is $3,581,000. So the SPLOST just about brings in only enough to pay the bond. And what's the SPLOST for? Equipment. All right, you can't spend the SPLOST on, you can't spend it on wages. You can't spend it on, certain things. You have to buy equipment with it, fix the buildings, keep up the county. You can put a roof on, you can build things, you can buy trucks. So I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a brief break. When we get back, Amanda has something she's going to share with us, and it's almost time for the end of the show. It's 9:42, so let's take a break, Amanda.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas just $5.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $5.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes. Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas just $5.99 each. No one out pizzas the hot.
Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We got a couple things. We're getting ready to close here. We only got a couple minutes left. We appreciate you sticking around. We've had a great show today. Local candidates. Tomorrow, folks, same thing with Fannin County, local candidates. Amanda, you got something briefly you want to share with us that you've been looking at this morning? Well, okay, all right. Let me say this, okay? I watched a little bit because they had nothing to do at 6 o'clock this morning, okay? 6 a.m. Do you have the video that I sent you? Okay, from Donald Trump. And I said started at 6 minutes. Can we do that and then come back to both of us? Because I'm not diverting from Sean Hannity. I want to play this. It's only about a minute and a half, and then come back to us.
Okay, hang on one sec.
All right. And the reason I want to do this, folks, when she has it ready, yesterday, President of the United States was down in Miami, a suburb of Miami, with Cuban Americans, business owners that they were talking about the tax cut and what it was doing for small business. And this was all Latino Cuban Americans, I guess what you want to say. And Senator Marco Rubio was there, and it was a great moment. And go ahead when you're ready at 6 minutes and play this piece, and then I'll answer what I think of Sean Hannity's, the attack on Sean Hannity. Are we ready?
That was a beautiful thing. Mario was saying we got a big percentage vote over here, didn't we? Huh? We got a big percentage vote. But since Election Day, we've created 3 million new jobs. 3 million. And people, if I would have said that prior to the election, that we'll create in a short period of time 3 million jobs, they would have said, that's ridiculous, that's an exaggeration, how can it be possible? We would have taken a lot of heat. But we've created 3 million new jobs, and now the number is even higher than that. So since Election Day, 3 million new jobs. Employment rates for Hispanics. Are there any Hispanics in the room? No, I don't.
Okay, we're sorry, folks. We don't know that the audio was playing on that. We're going to get it corrected there. And there was a reason I wanted to play that at 6 minutes is because at 6 o'clock this morning, she asked me, Amanda asked me about the Sean Hannity, okay? Did not disclose that he was the secret client yesterday in court, okay? That was revealed for Michael Cohen, all right? And from Shepard Smith to so many, they're attacking Sean Hannity for not disclosing that Cohen had represented him or has been his attorney in a matter or gave him advice in something. And Sean Hannity is a major advocate and supported the President of the United States. So they feel so many. So at 6 a.m., are we ready this time? All right, let's try it. All right.
That was a beautiful thing. Mario was saying we got a big percentage vote over here, didn't we? Huh? We got a big percentage vote. But since Election Day, we've created 3 million new jobs. 3 million. And people, if I would have said that prior to the election, that we'll create in a short period of time 3 million jobs, they would have said, that's ridiculous, that's an exaggeration, how can it be possible? We would have taken a lot of heat. But we've created 3 million new jobs, and now the number is even higher than that. So since Election Day, 3 million new jobs. Unemployment rates for Hispanics. Are there any Hispanics in the room? No, I don't. For Hispanics, we have the lowest level ever recorded. In other words, you have more employment. Now think of it, lowest level employment rates. For African Americans, the lowest level ever recorded. And I'm really proud of that. Unemployment for women, lowest level in 18 years. Women out there. So that means if you're a woman and Hispanic or a woman and African American, you're really doing well, right? That means you're really doing well. Remember when I used to say, I used to take heat for it, what do you have to lose? I'd say, what do you have to lose? Every once in a while I'd say, if it was a rambunctious stadium or something, I'd say, what the hell do you have to lose, right? And I get criticized by those people, the fake media back there. Fake media. No, I'd get criticized for using the word hell. I say, I've heard a heck of a lot worse than that. But the economy, Larry, the economy.
Okay, folks, I could play that for the whole hour. I enjoy it so much. So the President of the United States, come back to you, Amanda, because I want to answer your question, because what you asked me, you're talking about Sean Hannity being revealed as the secret number 3 client of Michael Cohen, that is his office was raided, and he was the President of the United States attorney, and so on and so forth.
Right.
All right? At 6 a.m. this morning, I'm sitting here getting ready for the show, and I watch who else? Joe and Minka. They had nothing to do this morning at 6 o'clock but to put a whole panel together for 25 straight minutes on the takedown of Sean Hannity.
Oh, I've gotten at least since yesterday. It was yesterday when I left here is when it broke out. And I've gotten at least 30 notifications on my phone from CNN, MSNBC, and ABC.
Right. But did you, all right, so there you go. Did you get notifications yesterday that the president was meeting with Cuban Americans in Florida to talk about small business? Did you get notifications telling you that Latino, Hispanic unemployment is the lowest since it's ever been recorded? Did you get any messages telling you about how low unemployment for women, the lowest recorded for African Americans? Did you get any notifications on CNN for that?
Not a single one.
Not a one. Not a one. You remember when the president went around and campaigned and he said to the minorities in this country, he said to the Latinos, the Hispanics, he said to the African American community, he said to women, what the hell do you have to lose? What the hell do you have to lose? What did he say? He said, if you're a female and you're black, you're really doing well.
Yeah.
So, but that is the point that I'm making, is actually what's going on in the real world of the people like you and Sam and me and the people there that are at that meeting yesterday, the people that are going to work on a daily basis, that's not getting reported. The real world's not getting reported.
Right.
So, what say you? Do you think Sean should have disclosed that?
No. Say if it was something, personal, like at home or, a family, scuffle about money or that is not Fox's business. It would be if it got, public or, like a crime, but that's where attorneys come in, to keep things, down. So it's not to me, it's not any of their business. Obviously stuff's gonna come up like that, like say a divorce or a family member fighting over estate, anything like that. That is not, to me, something that you would have to be up forth about.
Well,
I think it's like say you got a DUI or something, which obviously he didn't. But yeah, he should have full disclosure of that.
Here's the takeaway on this, and it goes into Sean Hannity. You would think MSNBC, okay? Mm-hmm. You would think MSNBC and CNN and all of them would be focusing in on what Comey said about making Hillary Clinton a legitimate president. And that being said is James Comey said that if he would not have come out just 11 days before the election or whatever and read that letter saying he was reopening in the investigation. See, they already knew Hillary was going to win. It was in. So he did not think he was coming out to lose the election for Hillary. He thought what he was doing was coming out and making her a legitimate president. That when she won, because she would win, that they would not be able to say, hey, she won, but she wouldn't have if Comey would have let the American people know she was back under investigation.
Right.
So if you notice, I think the media should have come out this morning and broke down his words of how hard they have worked. They were working behind the scenes. Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, McCabe, to put the insurance policy together. Remember? They were in it, right? How hard they were working behind the scenes to make Hillary Clinton a legitimate president. Now flip that over, and how hard they have worked to make Donald Trump an illegitimate president. You understand?
Yeah. No, I mean, yesterday we were talking on the show about, on CNN yesterday they had a Syrian, he was not a refugee, but he was a 2013 chemical attack survivor. And they had him on CNN, and he was explaining, he was telling Donald Trump, thank you so much, thank you so much. Well, they try to cut him off and say, well, what about what Hillary said about letting refugees into America? And he cut her back off and was like, no offense, but we don't want to come to America. We want to stay in Syria. We want to be safe here in Syria. And it just kept thanking Donald Trump, thank you, thank you. You don't hear anything else about it. Nothing.
Well, folks, we're down to 1 minute, so I got two things I got to announce. First of all, thank you very much, Amanda, for that discussion there. That's a great topic point. I appreciate it very much. Tomorrow on the show will be Local Candidate Day number 2, where we will have Post 2 Commissioner candidates. Fannin County Post 2 Commissioner candidates will be here. We will have at 8:15 Trip Ritchie will be here. At 8:40 will be Glenn Patterson, and at 9 o'clock Post 2 Commissioner, currently Post 2 Commissioner, incumbent Larry Joe Sosebee. So that's tomorrow here on Local Candidate Day. And I just got a message here, and I've got to answer it as soon as the show is over. And many of you know former D.C. homicide detective Rod Wheeler, and many of you know him. And he will be... I got a message from Detective Wheeler, said, Brian, I have some information to share with you when you get time for a call. Nothing urgent. I just want you to be the first to know. Are you around Friday for a call, my friend? So yes, I'm around Friday for a call, my friend. So I'm going to find out. I don't know what it is. It's nothing urgent. He just said he wants me to be the first to know, and I appreciate it. So I'll let you know Friday what former D.C. homicide detective Rod Wheeler. Now, I'm not trying to build this up, but he is the one that was working for the Seth Rich family, the murder of Seth Rich. He was the detective for the Seth Rich family that they fired him because they wanted to shut down the investigation. So I think you remember him from there. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back tomorrow morning again, same time, same place, same bat channel, you name it, we'll be here. Take us out of here, Amanda.